Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the criminal courts and their offices under the provision of CRPC, that is from section 6 to 25. Chapter 2nd of CRPC deals with these provisions, and for constitution of criminal courts and their offices, there is a division of an area, and that has been based upon two factors, that is territorial divisions and the metropolitan division. Section 7 provides the provision related to the territorial division, and it states that in every state there is a session division, or you can say session divisions, and in that session division there shall be a district division or district divisions. And for the sake of metropolitan division, so whenever the city is having a population which exceeds 1 million, that area is known to be as metropolitan area by the virtue of section 8 of CRPC. So as we discussed that section 7 says that there shall be a state, and in that state there is a session division or session divisions, and in that session division or division there shall be a district or districts. And for metropolitan area there should be a separate session division. And also section 7 talks about the power of state government that can be executable only if there is a consultation of high court. So the first power is related to alter the limits of that session division or the district, or that also you know alter the number of division or district within that state. And the second power is related to divide any district into subdivisions. That means the district will also going to have the subdivisions. So in that respect too, the state government is having the authority with the consultation of high court to alter the limits of that subdivision within that district and the number of subdivision within that district. The section 7 also provide the provision related to the pre-existing sessions, districts or subdivision. Up next, we have Section 8, which provides a provision related to the metropolitan area, and it clearly states that any state comprising of a city whose population exceeds 1 million, that area is deemed to be as metropolitan area for the purpose of this code. And also it states that the presidency of Bombay, Madras, Calcutta and Ahmedabad are deemed to be a metropolitan area. Section 8 also provides the power to the state government in order to declare any area in which there is a population more than 1 million as metropolitan area. The state government is also having the power in order to reduce, in order to extend or alter the limits of the metropolitan area. But there is one thing which is need to be keep in mind, that there shall be no effect in counting of 1 million as population while reducing or extending or altering the limits of the metropolitan area. And in case the government has reduced or altered the limits of metropolitan area, so there will be no effect on any pendency of any kind of inquiry, trial or appeal before that court of metropolitan area. And in case the number of population falls below than the 1 million population, in that circumstances the state government is having an authority or power, you can say, to declare that area not being a metropolitan area for the purpose of this code. And the same provisions applies here, that while ceasing you know while ceases to be a metropolitan area, there shall be no effect of any pendency of inquiry, trial, or appeal before the Court of Metropolitan Magistrate. Up next, we have classification of criminal courts, and Section 6 clearly states that besides the Supreme Court and the High Court, there shall be a court of session, a court of judicial magistrate, which includes judicial magistrate of first class and second class, and a court of executive magistrate in every state. And where there is any metropolitan area, for that area there shall be a court of session, a court of metropolitan magistrate, and the court of executive magistrate in every metropolitan area. provide the detailed provision respective to the court of session, and here state government is under obligation to establish a court of session under section 9. Section 9 also provides some powers to high court respective to the court of session, and it states that every court of session shall be presided over by a judge, and that judge should be appointed by the high court only. The high court is also having an authority in order to appoint additional session judge and assistant session judge to exercise jurisdiction in the court of session. The high court is also having an authority to appoint session judge of one session division as an additional session judge of another session division in order to dispose of the cases at such places. And in case where the office of session judge is vacant, in that situation the high court may make arrangement for the disposal of urgent application pending before the session judge by appointing or by delegating that powers to assistant session judge or additional session judge. But where there is no availability of assistant session judge or additional session judge in order to dispose of the urgent application pending before the session judge, in that circumstance it may be, you know, disposed of by chief judicial magistrate as with the permission or the discretion of the high court. And also section 9 provides the sitting of the court of session. So generally the court of session shall ordinarily sit at a place where the high court by notification specified, but in certain circumstances where the court of session is of the opinion that for the convenience of the parties and the witnesses it should sit at any other place. So, with the consent of here prosecution and the accused person, the court of session sit at that place for the disposal of the case, or you can say for the examination of the witnesses. And also there is one point to remember, that is here the appointment does not include the first appointment or posting or promotion of a person by the government of to any services. So this is section 9. Next is section 10, which has been added up in order to provide subordination of assistant session judge to the session judge. So here it says that all the assistant session judge should be subordinates to the session judge, and the session judge from time to time may make rules for the distribution of business or cases among the assistant session judge. And where the session judge is not available, or you can say he is not able to act as a session judge, in that circumstances session judge may also make provision for the disposal of urgent application pending before him by a assistant session judge or additional session judge. Or where there is no assistant session judge or no additional session judge, in that circumstances the session judge may make provision for disposal of urgent application by the chief judicial magistrate. Next is Section 11, which provides the provision related to the courts of judicial magistrate, and it enables or it provides an obligation towards the state government to establish a court of judicial magistrate of first class or a court of judicial magistrate of second class, as many in number, in every district after the consultation with high court. And the state government also may establish any number of special courts of judicial magistrate of first class and second class in any local area in order to try any particular case or cases. And where the special court is so established for a particular case, so in that circumstances no other court of magistrate can try that particular case. Section 11 also provides some powers to the High Court respective to the courts of judicial magistrate, and it says that the presiding officials of such courts shall be appointed by the High Court, and the High Court may confer the power of judicial magistrate of class first and second to any member of judicial service of the state in order to function as a judge in a civil court. Section 12 also talks about some powers of High Court respective to the Court of Judicial Magistrate, and it says that in every district the High Court appoints one judicial magistrate of class 1 as a chief judicial magistrate, and also the High Court may appoint another judicial magistrate of class 1 as additional chief judicial magistrate, and that additional chief judicial magistrate will be having all the powers of the chief judicial magistrate. The High Court may also appoint any judicial magistrate of class 1 as a subdivisional judicial magistrate in any subdivision, and that judicial magistrate of first class will be having all the powers of subdivisional judicial magistrate while acting on his behalf. And the subdivisional judicial magistrate is having the same powers of supervision and control over the judicial magistrates in the subdivision as the High Court directs by either general or special order, but it shall not include the additional chief judicial magistrate supervision. Next is Section 13, which provides the provision related to the special judicial magistrate. Here, on the request of the central government or state government either, the High Court may confer all or any power of judicial magistrate class 1 and class 2 to any person who holds any post of government, but that rule is not applicable on the area which considered to be as a metropolitan area. Secondly, there will be no conferration of the powers to such person who is holding any post of government until and unless that person possesses the qualification or the experience as to the legal affairs as required by the rules of high court, and the person who has been so appointed under this particular section shall be considered to be as special judicial magistrate, and the appointment term would not be exceeding 1 year, and the high court may also empower a special judicial magistrate to exercise the powers of metropolitan magistrate in relation to any area outside his local jurisdiction. Up next, we have Section 14, which enables the Chief Judicial Magistrate to define the limits of an area for Judicial Magistrate of Class 1 and Class 2, even for Special Judicial Magistrate, and also Special Judicial Magistrate may hold its sitting at any place within the local area for which it has been so established. Section related to the state, its criminal courts, and its offices, respective to the area which is not an area of metropolitan, that is section 15, which provides a subordination of judicial magistrates, and it says that every chief judicial magistrate shall be subordinates to the session judge, whereas other judicial magistrate, which includes judicial magistrate of class 1, class 2, special judicial magistrate, they shall be subordinate to chief judicial magistrate, but along with that they are subject to general control of session judge. So guys, this is all about the constitution of criminal courts, its offices within a state not being a metropolitan area, and for the provision related to the metropolitan area we will be discussing that in the next video. So in case you are having any doubt you can comment below. So guys, thank you for watching and have a nice day.